Welcome to the 2017 Preseason Spotlight.
Hello, fellow plebeians, and welcome to No Man's Land, otherwise known as the Preseason, aka... Oh my fucking god, what has Riot done? This is going to be my first time experiencing the Preseason, since I only started playing this game around the tail end of Season 5, and I took a break in December all the way up until Jin's release. In fact, I only really learned how to play this game in some sort of sense when I came back, and at that point I was level 14, so I didn't even know there was a meta. God, oh, I miss those days. So, since my channel was never alive to begin with for it to die, I guess now would be a good time to make some content, which is what this is. Kinda. Alright, before we start, I'd like to let you all know that if you were to check my Champions Mastery, you'll be able to see that the only level 7 I have is Shyvana, and that specifically was through the jungle. I played a lot of Shyvana jungle. In fact, for the majority of Season 6, I would consider myself a jungle main, playing a lot of Shiv, Nocturne, and Echo, but then there came around where I got tired of playing jungle, and went back to my roots and played a lot more top lane, which led to this level 6 Scion that I have. Fast forward a little bit, with my frustrations of always having to wait 5 minutes to get into a ranked game, I ended up playing support for the first time and falling in love with it, eventually picking up Taric and Sabaraka as my two main supports. Now the reason I bring this up is because I like the jungle, but support is a lot more fun for me, and I've had a nice amount of experience with both. Jungle and support are very relevant for this preseason. And there's that word again, preseason. Maybe I should get to actually talking about the preseason.
So it begins.
Okay, let's talk about these plans for half a second.
The flapping blossom, what's that?
Alright, so Riot over here trying to play games with the niggas' feelings. They said they wanted to remove the RNG from the game, and then they added randomly spawning elemental dragons during the mid-season patch, and now we just got random fruit chilling in the river. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck they meant by taking RNG out of the game, because to me, it just seems like they throwing shit in without any precaution to what anybody's gonna say about it. Like, hey, isn't this randomly spawning fruit RNG? Nah, man, it's calculated. You gotta know when it's coming. But how do we know when it's coming when it spawns in between 5 to 7? You gotta know when it's coming! Alright, so right over here we got some blast cones. They look like red artichokes with thorns. When you hit them, they blow up and they send you and anyone else in its range flying. It's a pretty simple way of getting over walls if you don't have an ability to do so or you don't want to burn your flash. Here we see Wukong using it to gank bot lane. Now, if I'm being 100% honest, I feel like I like this thing, because it makes dragon stealing a little easier and it makes ganks a little faster, assuming that your jungler isn't garbage and the fucking thing is even spawned in the first place. See, what I'm more excited for is team trolling. See, let's say I've got a friend running down the bot lane because there's some farm. If he runs past the blast cone, I'm gonna flash auto into that blast cone and send us flying into Dragon Pit. Alright, the second plan is Scryer's Bloom, which is just the fucking worst. So what this thing does is that if you smack it, it'll give you vision over an entire area using the pollen that flies over that area. That's a lot of vision! So you could just light up the river for a little bit and get vision on anything that comes by, meaning you could possibly avoid enemy ganks and check to see if there are enemy buffs still around. Now here's where Riot got me fucked up. It fucking reveals wards. The vision ward is a counter to hiding in bushes, so you gave the counter a counter! Oh, what's that? Maybe we should ward Baron so the other team can't take it without us knowing. Nah, nigga, we got vision for days. Fuck your wards, bitch. But, once again, this is speaking from the hypothetical situation of the fruit even spawning at the right time. Alright, lastly we got honey fruit, and I don't have too much of an issue with this fruit, but I can see where some people might be caught up with it. So you smack the plant and it drops fruit to heal you, while it also slows you. The thing only spawns in rivers, so while you're at it, you might as well kill Scuttlecrab for the extra health. There's some planning that you can do with this. Let's say, for instance, you're going in for a gank. However, the gank turns into something terrible very fast. You might want to go back and hope that there's a honey fruit there. You hit the honey fruit, you take the heals, and you switch it back the fuck around again. You took the comeback, and you turned it into your comeback. Okay, I think I spent enough time complaining about the fruits and whatnot. How about red and blue buff? Oh, hey, the little guys, they're gone. That's kind of cool. Yes, I like that. That's a lot of razor beaks. That's a lot of Krugs! Freak said that Gromp has an attitude problem, and I'm kind of afraid of what that means, but hey, at least it spawns 15 fucking seconds after the other buffs. Why? Okay, so I kind of like the changes they made to invisibility. This change makes it easier for me to deal with Evelyn and Twitch. Yeah, good shit, guys. Good shit. Basically, invisibility is the exact same thing as it's always been, but now some champs have camouflage, which is basically the same thing, but if they get too close to an enemy, the little Metal Gear meme shows up on top of the enemy's head, letting them know that there's a guy nearby. Okay, so at first, I was like, yo, fuck control wards, but like, now I'm really getting into this. So, Riot is tired of nobody buying any fucking pink wards, so they just took them right out of the game, and replaced them with control wards. They're basically the same thing, except 1, they revealed camo champs, and 2, they reveal and disable other wards and traps. Fucking rip anybody who walks into that. Alright, so lethality is just armor penetration, but with a different name, except now it scales with your opponent's level, so that's pretty cool. Edge of the Night is a thing, because of course it fucking is. It's an assassin item that gives a spell shield after a small channel. Zed is going to be fucking unstoppable. Poacher's Dirk is actually a pretty cool item. It adds an extra layer to the jungle, which I think was well needed. It's an item that'll turn into a full-blown serrated Dirk once you kill enough of the enemy's large monsters. It's a good way to encourage moving around the map more often, and a good way to encourage buying more wards to avoid the enemy doing it to you. Duskblade now gives you true sight if you've been seen by an enemy ward, and it gives you extra damage if you go into a bush, because Rengar wasn't already a fucking issue. Okay, so Aegis of Legion and Locket of Solari got nerfed, but I don't really care too much. I've never actually used those items. I didn't feel they were 100% necessary to be successful with Taric or Soraka. Okay, so Knight's Vow is really good. You pick a partner. You are now butt buddies. Now you have armor and movement speed. Also, some of the damage that they take is going to be given to you instead, and when they attack, you heal. So the other new item they added is Redemption. This is the fuck you item. It boosts heals and shields, and it'll let you cast a global heal even when you're dead! Cue the Soraka nerfs! And lastly in this video, the Strength of the Ages is getting replaced by this new mastery, Courage of the Colossus, which will give you a shield anytime you inflict the enemy with CC. Fucking what? Okay, so all in all, rip the jungle. But besides what's happening in between the trees, I kinda like what's happening in general. I didn't talk about the Assassin update because, well, I figured I would only do a video on the preseason highlight. Fuck you. Though, we gotta keep in mind, this is preseason. Things are gonna go off the fucking rails, son! You need to check out some of the shit Riot is doing. It's all subject to change by the time Season 7 rolls up, so don't worry. And with that, I'm gonna sign off and jerk off. This has been JP, and don't die until my next video comes out.